Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another day of 30 Purple Inks 30 days. This is day 5 and I have my little container of ink names. So I'm going to draw one out and let's see what our ink of the day is. This is Rohrer and Klingner Solferino and this is a sample. I put a little S on there for sample, so this is our first sample of the month. Alright, so let me go find it and I will be right back. Alright, so here is my sample. This one came from Anderson. Rohrer and Solferino. So, let us ink our pen up first. So, I just cleaned my lamy, so it should be all ready to go. I do like to give it one final wipe with a paper towel to make sure I've gotten most of the water out of it. But our paper towel is looking very interesting. Lots of different inks on there. Okay. So, get a little bit of ink in there. Oop. Oh, oops, turning it the wrong way. It helps if you turn it the right way. Alright, did we get some ink? Wow, it's hard to tell. Did I get some ink in there? Yeah, I got a little bit. But I think it'll be enough to do us for today. I am the ink miser. You know, they have that little plastic cup you can get to put your ink in so you can ink up your pens more easily, and it's called the Ink Miser. I think maybe my picture should be on that box. Because I just want to hang on to all of my inks. It's so bad. Okay, so I was thinking today, oh, and I've already closed up my sample. Not time to close up the sample yet. Oop, but I'm going to stick it in my washi tape to hopefully corral it a little bit, although I don't know how much that would help. But anyway, I think today I am going to start with my calendar, which I have already washi taped. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the ink on there, and then we'll give that a chance to dry. Wow, isn't that a bright purple? Almost a magenta. Wow. Ooh, and I did lay it on kind of thick. Luckily, the Exceed paper has so far proven to be able to handle whatever I throw at it, so I think it'll be okay. Let's see, so now we're going to do our sample card. And they didn't spell out the name Rohrer and Klingner on the sample vial, so I will do my best to spell it on my own. That is, ooh, uh-oh, there's an H in there somewhere. Rohrer and Klingner. I know the G's in the middle. And it is Solferino. Woo, that is really bright. You know, it kind of reminds me of Yamabudo. I might have to go grab some of my pinker swatches so we can compare this with some of the magenta type inks. Because I know a lot of people call Yamabudo, well, not a lot of people. I have heard people call Yamabudo purple, but to me, it always looks pink. I always call it pink. I think of it as pink. And this is kind of falling in that same department. It is super bright, and of course the camera is making it look a little bit darker, but in person it is bright, bright, bright. Okay, so we're going to put him aside to dry a little bit also. And, ooh, I think I might have gotten some ink on the back of the card. So we are going to do some writing samples. And I'm going to start with the Clairefontaine paper. Oop, better cap up that sample. I'm going to start with the Clairefontaine paper And that'll give our calendar swatch another minute or two to dry. So here we are. Let's see. Alright, so here is a close-up look at the Clairefontaine paper with the fine and the broad nib. I see a little bit of shading with the broad nib, not very much though, not as much as some of the other inks. And let's take a look at the Exceed paper. It is very bright, very bright. And let's take a look at our poor unfortunate calendar swatch there. My goodness, this must be a really wet ink because it just went right through the paper, which surprises me because I've done quite a few swatches in this book and I haven't had it bleed through so badly before. Maybe a little spot, but really not much. So this was quite a bit of bleed through, I thought. Alright. So I am just going to abbreviate for our tiny little space here. This is R and K Solferino. It is a very nice color. Very different from the other colors. Alright, let's take another look at that bleed through. My goodness. That's not just a little bit, that's a whole lot. Okay, so I think I am going to grab some of my magenta swatches and then we'll do some purple and some magenta color comparisons with our Solferino. But that is drying very nicely. It does have some nice sheen, a little bit of green sheen to it. Okay, so I'm going to go grab some swatch cards and I will be right back. Alright, so I have a little bit bigger variety of colors to work with today. So, just move some things out of the way here. Alright, so do we want to start with the pinker ones or do we want to start with the more purpley ones? Well, I just got the pinker ones, so let's start with those. So, I just pulled out some things that I thought might compare a little bit. That is Noodler's Black Swan in Australian Roses, which is kind of a burgundy and much redder than Solferino. And here is Lamy Beryl, and I would say again that is a darker pinker color with some gold sheen. It's a very pretty ink, but this looks really pink to me, but compared to these two, it looks much more purple. Alright, there is Diamine Claret, which is looking very pale compared to all of these. And here is Sailor Manyo Akebi. And, again, looking very pink. So, interesting sheen, though. Ooh, those Manyo inks just get me. I love them. Oh, did I show you Yamabudo? I was talking about Yamabudo. I thought it might compare with that, but again, the Solferino looks very pink, but when compared with a pinker ink like Yamabudo, it looks much more purple. And I need to look this up and make sure, but doesn't Yamabudo mean wild grapes? I can't remember. But, and also you can see this is one of my older swatches where I just did 2 passes. And this one also, it's just that swatch with the 2 passes of a Q-tip. But then on these, I made that little pool of ink where it really shows off sheen. So these 2 guys will need to be redone at some point, but not today. So, let's see. Let's try for some purple inks. What do we have here? All right. Ooh. Here is Monteverde Purple Rain. Now that is looking much closer. Definitely purple and much closer to Solferino. Now I don't see any sheen on the Purple Rain, and it looks much less saturated, I would say, than Solferino. But again, much closer. Now here is, let me see, here is Royal Purple, Twisby Royal Purple. That was our day 1 ink, and he is looking really blue compared to our ink of the day. And let's see, what else do I have here? Here is Monteverde Amethyst, and looking pretty similar to Royal Purple, just a bit paler, but definitely much bluer than the Solferino. Let's see, there's Halley's Comet, Nemesine Halley's Comet, which is a much lighter purple, but again very blue. Here is Diamine Imperial Purple, which is a bit redder than some of the other purple inks, but not nearly as red as Solferino. And who else do we have here? Here is Waterman Tender Purple, which I think of as a very just middle-of-the-road kind of purple, but then compared with some of these inks, it's looking much, much redder. But a bit closer to Solferino, but Solferino is just so much brighter. Actually, do I want to put him there? I don't know. It feels like I'm dealing cards. Alright, so who else do we have here? I have a lot of darker looking purples that would definitely not be a match. Not even close. And, oh, there's our friend Noodler's Purple Heart, looking very burgundy. But again, much redder than the ink of the day. And really not that purple. I don't know. But I would have to say that, oh, here's Alexander Hamilton also, just to compare these guys. Again, very different from the ink of the day. So I would probably have to say that those pinker looking inks would be a closer match. So let's go back to those. Let's see. Well, there's Yamabudo. I don't know. Probably somewhere between Yamabudo and Purple Rain. What do you think? Very interesting. But very pretty. And kind of a different color for me to work with. I usually go with the bluer blues, the bluer purples, so this is definitely on the more reddish end of the line. Alrighty, well I think that will do our video for today. And yay, our first sample. I knew there were some in there, and I knew we would get to them eventually. So this was fun, and a nice ink. I haven't explored the Rohrer and Klingner inks very much, so I'm happy to start working with those. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you are enjoying your own pens and inks, and hopefully I will see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.